Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So before I get into today's video and the deck profile and all that, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to why I hadn't been uploading. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Hurricane Harvey that hit Texas in the in the past week. I was actually live in one of the areas that was affected by this hurricane, so I had to evacuate. Let's see, today's Friday. Last Friday is when I had to evacuate. I finally got to come home last night, and luckily for me, there's only minor damages to my home, which is some minor flooding in the living room. Um, I'm safe, which is all I can ask for, and we're still dealing with some flooding. There's a river that kind of got flooded, and so there's still some issues going on in my town. But I'm back home, so I'm able to bring you guys a video. And just a quick update: I did talk to some of the people on my Discord server about it, but I hadn't told anyone that's not on my Discord server. So I'm happy to be back, and let's go ahead and get into this video. So today I'm using Legendary Flame Lord, and this card I really like. It's not a great card, it never has, but it's just a card that I always wanted to make work. Not many people have tried making it work, mainly because spell counters was kind of hard to make work up until the recent support. So to start, this deck is pretty expensive. I do run 2 Sonic Bird. I run 2 of the Senju, which not many people are gonna have, and then I run 3 Mecha Phantom Beast. And the reason why I run this is because I don't have a lot of room for protection. I do run 2 enemy controllers, but that's it. So what this card does is, if you go first, that's why I run 3, so that I can see it in my opening hand. If you go first, you set this, your opponent goes for the Naturia OTK. They can't OTK you because as soon as this gets flipped face up, you're gonna get 2 tokens, and so you're gonna have protection. I also like the tokens for ritual fodder whenever I'm summoning the Flame Lord. So it's just a really good card overall. Also, if I have Endymion in my hand and my tokens manage to survive that turn, I can use Tribute Summon for this card, which is really good. I'm running 2 Magical Citadel. I don't want 3 because it really sucks seeing 2, but 1 is definitely not enough, and I don't want to run anything to search it like Planet Pathfinder. 3 of the best spell counter support that we've gotten so far, which is Spell Power Grasp. This is basically a better Gather Your Mind. This adds a counter to anything you can put a spell counter on. It searches a copy of itself, so you're basically putting 2 counters on whatever you're trying to get spell counters on, and then you're thinning your deck. So it's just a really good card. It's in the new mini box, so I have opened some packs, and you do need 3 of this to make it work. 2 of the ritual to summon the Flame Lord, and 2 of the enemy controller, as I said, for protection. And that's basically what you need it for, because your Flame Lord is not very strong. You are going to be wiping the board with this, but at 2400 and 2000 defense, there's just too many things in the game right now that can easily out it. I'm running dual standby because anything ritual, as you know, requires a lot of resources, so that extra card at the beginning really helps out. And let's go ahead and show you some replays. So at the beginning I was actually running Gaia the Swift Knight instead of the 2 Endymion, just because I figured that I was going to be using most of my monsters for Flame Lord, and then I could, if I had nothing left in hand, I could just normal summon the Gaia, and it was a level 7, so it worked. But I kept drawing into both of them, and then they were just 2 dead cards in my hand. So instead I switched out for the Endymion. So in this first duel, I go first. I just search my Flame Lord and end my turn. I already have one of the spell Power Grasp, but I can't use it because I don't have anything to put spell counters on. He destroys my Senju, so I just summon the other one to search my second copy of the Flame Lord, which I'm gonna be tributing in order to ritual summon the Flame Lord. I go for the spell Power Grasp, adding 2 counters, one by the effect and the other one because I activated a spell. So I get 2 counters and I search another copy. I set my enemy controller. I try to get over the monster. He actually has a Sphere Kuribo and then activates Magician's Circle. I don't have any more spellcasters, so he summons a Jester, I don't. Here I was kind of worried because I thought he was gonna go Dark Paladin, and luckily for me he didn't have the polymerization, so he just tribute summons for the Dark Magician, searching a Neo with the Legion. But I have the enemy controller, so I just Econ Take, protecting my Flame Lord, and now I have enough counters to activate its effect, wiping the board. Once again I activate the spell Power Grasp just so I can thin my deck. I go for the Sonic Bird, which is exact lethal, and I just win the game. So this deck does have a little bit of trouble when they can stop you after you wipe the board. But also at the same time, a lot of people will Econ Take when you activate the effect, which actually works out because they spend that enemy controller that would have been troubling in the following turn, and they didn't switch your monster into defense mode. So here we're going up against Odeon, and this is where I was running Swift Gaia still. He's running a weird deck. This is a new spell that you get from leveling up the Yugi different dimensional capsule. It's a good card, but it's a little bit slow. 2 turns is something you don't always have the luxury to afford. So I get my Citadel, I summon my Senju, get my Flame Lord, and then I start putting counters on Citadel. I always prefer putting them on the fuel spell rather than the Flame Lord itself, because once you have counters on your Citadel, then it's protected from destruction. So anyway, here I go for my ritual summon, by using the other Flame Lord that was in my hand. And then I activate the effect. Even though I'm losing my Senju, I do have my Swift Gaia. I should have probably played around the Windstorm, but I don't. So my opponent does survive one more turn. But I'm in a really good spot. I have the enemy controller, which actually ends up being really clutch because he makes a play to get out his Dark Flare Dragon, and then I just Econ Take. He activates the Metamorph just to show me what he had, but at that point I had won the game already. Alright, let's get into the third replay. This video is probably going to be a little bit longer than usual just because that update at the beginning, but I'm sure one of you guys will comment with the time at which the duel starts, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Alright, so here I don't remember what they were playing. They just set a card. I set my Mecha Phantom Beast. Oh yeah, they're playing Gemini. I remember this duel now. They go Polymerization, which you do that with your Supervise? Yeah, Supervise, so that you can special summon something once it hits the grave. I summon my 2 tokens, protecting my life points, and then I use Sonic Bird And this is the cool thing, I can use the Sonic Bird that's already on the field, and I can use my my token. Oh, but I guess I didn't do that. I don't know why I decided to go this way. I actually used the Endymion from my hand. Uh, oh, that's right. That's because I didn't have enough. I wasn't gonna have enough spell counters to activate my effect. So instead, I wanted to destroy as many monsters as I could. Luckily for me, that face down was not a threat. And he does destroy my 2 monsters, but it doesn't matter because they were gonna get destroyed anyway with my Flame Lord's effect. Summon my Senju just to deck them because I have exact lethal on board already. Another easy win. And keep in mind that the ladder did reset, so these duels are, you know, in gold. I'm not trying to say this deck is competitive at all. It's just something fun using you know, the legendary Flame Lord, because that's what I do. And here we're going up against a Merrick that was using a pretty cool deck with the right back at you skill. I might try to build it actually because it is pretty interesting.
Duel.
But anyway, he goes first. He summons the Leotard. So I activate my Citadel, put a counter on it, 2 counters actually with my Spell Power Grasp, and then I just set my Mecha Phantom Beast. I have my enemy controller, so I can actually protect my tokens if I needed to. He doesn't realize that my Phantom Beast can be destroyed as long as there's tokens on the field. So I distribute it, summon my Flame Lord, and then I go for the effect. He activates enemy controller, and this is what I was telling you about. They do Econ Take, which does protect their life points, but at the same time they spend that enemy controller. So when I see them do this, I actually don't mind at all. You know, I rather they don't have that enemy controller during their turn than you know, just doing some damage. I summon my Sonic Bird just to deck thin. He goes for the Riryoku, activates, you know, the right back at you, and I flip my enemy controller before we get to the battle phase just because I was afraid of anti-magic arrows. Here I just add another counter. No reason to activate the effect because my Sonic Bird could easily get over that monster. He goes for the Twin Barrel, doesn't get the 2 heads, and I still have an enemy controller to fall back on. So I let him destroy my Sonic Bird because I was going to activate the effect anyway. Use my Senju, deck thin some more, and then just attack, or try to attack per game. He does have the Security Orb. And then he draws his, what is this called again? Lord British Space Fighter. But I did have my enemy controller, so I can protect my Senju and then just finish him off on the next turn. So when this deck works, it's you know, it's really fun. I did get quite a few losses. A lot of the times it was, I don't know, just bad luck. You know, my opponent having like 3 enemy controllers. Is what do you do? What do you do to that? But anyway, this is the last replay against the Weevil, and this is actually when I get to use Endymion, and it's pretty cool. I know my opponent is not running the best deck. He's running Parasites with you know, a 30 card deck, but it's really cool the amount of plays that this deck can do with the right hand. So here I deck thin by 2, give my ritual spell, and then get my get some counters. I actually attack into a big shield Garna, which sucks, but then he tributes for his Fiend Mega Cyber, and this is where the plays begin. I activate, I summon Senju, get another legendary Flame Lord, tribute one from the hand to summon the other one. Activate my spell Power Grasp, putting 2 more counters on the Citadel. So now I have it up to 5. I activate the enemy controller just to switch the Fiend Mega Cyber, and I did this so that I could special summon my Endymion from hand, because I was just gonna get the enemy controller right back. I then used his other effect, discarding 1 spell to destroy a card on the field, get rid of the Fiend Mega Cyber, and attack per game. Really cool. I could have targeted the face down, but I figure it was probably something chainable, so instead I destroyed the monster. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely happy to be back. I hope you guys are too. And let me know down in the comments, because I've been away from the game a little bit, what content you want to see, what decks you want me to build from the new mini box, or if you want me to do, I don't know, like a video on the Duelist Kingdom event, or just anything. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys again in the comments and stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Join my Discord if you haven't, and until next time.